Close your eyes now. Let the day slip away like gold dust through fingers. Nasrullah is here with you, his voice soft as the harmattan wind across the Sahara, warm as the sun on the mud brick walls of Timbuktu. He will carry you across centuries, across vast deserts and mighty rivers, to a place where gold was traded for salt, where kings became legends, where the hands of traders have worked for generations. Breathe in slowly. Breathe out slowly. Nasrullah is with you now. You are safe. You are held. You are beginning a long journey into sleep. Listen, the year is 1300 and something. The exact number does not matter. What matters is the heat of the sun on the Sahel, the heat that shimmers on the horizon, the heat that makes the air thick and slow. You stand at the edge of a great city, not like any city you have seen. Walls of baked mud, rising golden in the sun, towers and minarets, piercing the blue sky. The city spreads before you, a maze of narrow streets, of markets and mosques, of palaces and houses, all made of earth, all glowing like gold. This is Niani, the heart of the Mali Empire, the seat of the Mansa, the king of kings. You walk toward the city gate. The path is dusty, worn smooth by countless feet, by traders and travelers, by slaves and soldiers, by those who came before you, by those who will come after. The gate is wood, great timbers, carved with patterns, with symbols, with stories. Guards stand beside it. Tall men, dark skin, white robes, spears in their hands, eyes watching, calm, patient. They look at you. They nod. They let you pass. You are expected. You are always expected. Nasrullah has prepared the way. Inside the city, the streets are full of sounds, full of smells, full of life. Traders call their goods. Cloth from Egypt, copper from Takta, cola nuts from the forest, salt from the desert, gold from the southern mines. The gold, you see it everywhere. In the market stalls, small bags of dust, carefully weighed, carefully traded, carefully guarded. And the salt, great slabs of it, white as bone, brought across the desert, more precious than gold, necessary for life. You push through the crowd, past the noise, past the traders, past the camels and donkeys, past the women with baskets on their heads, past the children playing in the dust. You come to a quieter part of the city, near the palace, near the great mosque, near the house of the griots, the keepers of stories, the rememberers of kings. You stop before a house, not large, not grand, but its door is open, and from inside, a voice, not singing, not speaking, but telling stories, telling history, telling the tale of the empire. You step inside. The room is dim. After the brightness outside, your eyes adjust slowly, and then you see him, an old man, sitting on a woven mat, his back straight, his eyes closed, his voice flowing like water, like the Niger River itself. He is a griot, a keeper of stories, a rememberer of the past, a teacher of kings. He does not stop as you enter, does not pause, does not open his eyes. He knew you were coming, has known for days, has known since before you left. His voice continues, telling of Sundiata, the first great king, the Lion of Mali, who defeated the Sorcerer King, who built the empire, who began it all. You find a place on the floor, on a mat woven of reeds. You sit, you listen. His voice rises and falls, like the wind, like the river, like the rhythm of the trade caravans, crossing the desert, year after year, generation after generation. He tells of the gold mines, deep in the forest to the south, where men dug the precious metal from the earth, where women washed it from the streams, where children found nuggets in the mud. He tells of the salt mines, far to the north, across the desert, where men cut great slabs of salt from the ancient seabed, where caravans formed, thousands of camels carrying the white gold, south to the cities. He tells of the trade, how gold met salt in the markets of the Sahel, how one was traded for the other, how both were weighed, carefully, patiently, with ancient scales, with ancient trust. He tells of Mansa Musa, the greatest king of all, who made the pilgrimage to Mecca, who carried so much gold that the price of gold fell in Cairo and never fully recovered. He tells of the journey, thousands of miles, across the desert, across the savannah, across the mountains, to the holy city. He tells of the return of the scholars and architects who came back with him, who built the great mosques, who made Timbuktu a center of learning, a city of books, a city of wisdom. His voice continues, hour after hour, story after story, the history of the empire, unfolding like a bolt of cloth, woven from the threads of time. You listen, and the stories enter you, become part of you. You are no longer just a visitor. You are part of the memory, part of the telling, part of the empire. After a long time, he stops. Silence, the silence after a story, the silence of completion, the silence of rest. He opens his eyes. He looks at you. His eyes are old, older than you expected, deep as wells, dark as the desert night, but in them a light, the light of knowing, the light of remembering, the light of telling. You have come, he says, his voice quiet now, the telling voice rested. It is not a question. It is a statement, a welcome, a blessing. Yes, you say, your voice small in the story-filled room. He nods, his head moving just slightly, the only acknowledgement you need. He gestures to a corner of the room. You will sleep here, he says. On this mat, the stories will keep you. The history will hold you. The empire will watch over you. You go to the corner. There is a mat, woven of reeds, soft, worn smooth by countless sleepers. You lie down. He brings you a blanket, not of wool, but of cotton, woven in the forest lands. Soft and cool, you wrap it around you. It smells of the market, of spices and smoke, of people and animals, of life. Through the dim light, you see him return to his place. He does not continue telling. He sits, his eyes closed, his breath slow, resting. As you rest, the lamp burns in its niche, a small flame, casting shadows on the mud walls, shadows of the griot, shadows of the stories, shadows of the empire. You think of all he told, the gold, the salt, the caravans, the kings. You think of Mansa Musa, crossing the desert with thousands of followers, with camels laden with gold, with the wealth of an empire. You think of the markets, of Timbuktu, of Gao, of Jen, where traders from north and south met, where goods were exchanged, where stories were told. You think of the desert, vast and empty, stretching forever, and the caravans crossing it, year after year, generation after generation, carrying salt south, carrying gold north, carrying life across the emptiness. The griot sits in the dim light, his presence a comfort, his stories lingering in the air, like incense, like prayer, like memory. You close your eyes. The stories continue in your mind. Images of gold and salt, of kings and traders, of camels and rivers, of cities built of mud that still stand today. 1,000 years later, Nasrullah's voice returns, soft as the desert wind, warm as the Sahel sun. You have arrived, he says. You are here, in the Mali Empire, in the time of Mansa Musa, in the land of gold and salt. Rest now, rest in the stories, rest in the history, rest in the presence of the griot. He will tell more tomorrow, and you will listen, and the days will pass, and you will learn. But tonight there is only sleep, only the deep rest of arrival, only the peace of beginning. The gold sleeps in the mines, the salt sleeps in the desert, the camels sleep in their caravanserai, the city sleeps under the stars, and you sleep, wrapped in the cotton blanket, held by the stories, carried by the night. Nasrullah watches over you, his voice the last thing you hear, before sleep takes you. Sleep now, sleep deeply, sleep. You are home now, home in the Mali Empire, home with the griot, home with the stories, home with the peace. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Daily routines of travelers and workers. Close your eyes now. Let the rhythm of the Sahel settle into your bones. Nasrullah is here, his voice steady as the beat of the donkey's hooves, patient as the slow accumulation of gold dust. He has carried you through the landscape, through the river and the forest, and now into the daily round. the work that repeats, the routines that shape a life in the empire. You wake to the sound of the market, not loud at first, but growing, the sound of traders setting up their stalls, of donkeys braying, of women calling to each other, of life beginning. You lie still, the cotton blanket around you, the sound entering you, becoming your breath, becoming her heartbeat. You rise, you go to the door. Outside, the city is already busy. The sun is up. The day is beginning. The griot is not in the room. You look for him, but he is gone. You step outside. The street is full of people, going in all directions, each with a purpose, each with work to do. You follow the crowd toward the market. The market of Naini is vast, spreading over several acres, a sea of stalls and blankets, of goods and people, of colors and sounds and smells. You stand at the edge, taking it in, traders from all over the empire, from beyond the empire, from north and south, from east and west. There are the salt traders, their camels kneeling in a row, great slabs of salt strapped to their backs, white as bone, precious as gold. They sit beside their goods, patient, waiting, the same routine, day after day, year after year. There are the gold traders, small bags of dust before them, tiny scales in their hands, weighing, measuring, trading. They too are patient. They too repeat the same motions, day after day, year after year. There are the cloth traders, bolts of cotton from the south, indigo dyed from the north, bright patterns, soft textures. Women crowd around them, feeling the cloth, bargaining, buying. There are the food sellers, millet and rice, yams and onions, dried fish and smoked meat, honey and dates. They call their prices, their voices rising above the crowd. The same calls, day after day, year after year. There are the craftsmen, leather workers, wood carvers, metal smiths, pot makers, each at their work, their hands moving, the same motions, day after day, year after year. You walk through the market, watching, listening, learning. You come to a stall where a man is weighing gold. His scales are small, bronze pans, leather strings, stone weights. He takes a bag of gold dust, pours some onto one pan, adds weights to the other, until they balance. He nods, pours the gold into another bag, hands it to the trader, takes the salt in exchange. The same transaction, repeated hundreds of times, thousands of times, millions of times, over the centuries. You watch him for a long time, the rhythm of his work. Pour, weigh, balance, pour, hand over, pour, weigh, balance, pour, hand over, again and again. The same motions, the same patience, the same trade. You move on, past the camel traders, the animals kneeling, Grumbling, waiting, the traders check their feet, their teeth, their humps. They bargain, loudly, passionately, the same bargains, day after day, year after year, past the food sellers, the women stirring pots, frying bayonets, pouring millet porridge into bowls. They hand the food to customers, take coins, hand chain, the same routine, day after day, year after year. You come to the edge of the market, near the city gate, and there you see them, the caravans, arriving and departing. A caravan is preparing to leave, northward, toward the desert, toward the salt mines. Hundreds of camels, being loaded, being organized, being prepared. The camel drivers move among them, checking ropes, adjusting loads, giving commands. They have done this before, many times. They will do it again, many times. The routine of departure, the same routine, generation after generation. A caravan is arriving from the north, from the desert. The camels look tired. Their loads are salt, great slabs of it, still white, still precious. The drivers are tired too, their faces drawn, their eyes red from sand and sun. They have crossed the desert, have survived the journey, have made it again. They will rest now, for days, for weeks, and then they will do it again. South with gold, north with salt, back and forth, like the shuttle on a loom, weaving the empire together. You watch them, the arriving and departing, the endless cycle, the daily routine of the caravans, day after day, year after year, century after century. You turn back into the market. The sun is higher now. The heat is increasing, but the market continues. The work continues. The routines continue. You find a shaded spot near a wall, and you sit and you watch. A woman passes with a basket of dates on her head. She walks straight, steady, her hips swaying slightly, her feet knowing the way. She has walked this path thousands of times, will walk it thousands more. A man leads a donkey loaded with firewood. He calls to it, soft words, the same words, day after day. Children run through the market, playing, laugh, their games the same games. Children have always played, will always play. An old man sits in the shade, selling nothing, just watching, just being. He has worked all his life, in the fields, in the caravans, in the market. Now he sits and watches the routines continue, the same routines. He performed for decades, now performed by others. He sees you watching. He nods. You nod back. After a long time, the griot appears. He has been here all along. You realize, watching you watch, seeing you learn. Come, he says, let us eat. You follow him to a food stall where a woman sells millet porridge and fried fish. You sit on a mat. She brings you food in clay bowls. You eat together in silence, the way workers eat, the way travelers eat, the way those who labor together eat. The food is good, the porridge thick and sweet, the fish fresh and crisp. When you finish, the griot pays with a small piece of gold, weighed carefully on the woman's own scales. You walk back through the market, past the traders, past the camels, past the gold weighers, past the cloth sellers, to the griot's house. You sit in the dim room, the stories waiting. He begins to tell, not of kings now, not of the landscape, but of the people, the ordinary people, the workers, the traders, the travelers. He tells of the camel drivers who spend their lives crossing the desert, who know the stars better than their own children, who can find water where others see only sand. He tells of the gold panners who stand in streams all day, their backs bent, their pans swirling, finding tiny grains of gold that will become wealth for others. He tells of the salt cutters in the mines far to the north, who work in terrible heat, cutting great slabs of salt with simple tools, with endless patience. He tells of the porters who carry goods on their heads from the river to the market, from the market to the caravans, from the caravans to the ships. He tells of the women who grind millet every morning, who cook and clean and care for children, who sell in the market, who keep the empire running, while the men trade and travel. His voice rises and falls, like the rhythm of the market, like the beat of the camel's hooves, like the pulse of daily life. You listen, and the routines of the day enter you, become part of you. The afternoon passes. The light through the doorway shifts. The market outside grows quieter. The griot's voice continues, story after story, of ordinary people doing ordinary work, day after day, year after year, generation after generation. As the sun begins to sink, he stops. He looks at you. You have seen today, he says, the work that never ends, the routines that hold the empire together. The gold weighers weigh, the camel drivers drive, the women cook and sell, the children play and learn, and tomorrow they will do it again, and the next day, and the next. This is the empire, not just the kings, not just the gold, but the daily work, the endless routines, the people who make it all possible. He rises. He goes to prepare food. You sit alone, the room dim, the stories lingering. He returns with food, the same as midday, millet porridge and fish. You eat together, in silence, the way those who have watched and learned eat. When the food is finished, he sits by the lamp. You sit beside him. After a long time, he speaks. You have lived a day in the routines, he says. You have seen the work that never ends, the tasks that repeat, the motions that return. Now rest. Rest in the routines. Rest in the repetition. Rest in the knowledge that tomorrow the same things will happen. The same work will be done. The same peace will be here. The gold weighers will weigh. The camel drivers will drive. The market will fill and empty. The caravans will come and go. And you will watch. And you will learn. And you will become part of it all. But tonight there is only sleep. Only the deep rest after the day's routine. Only the peace of the returning night. You go to your corner. You lie down. The cotton blanket covers you. It smells of the day, of the market, of the food, of the routines. The lamp burns, its flame small and steady. The griot sits in the dim light, his eyes closed, his breath slow. Nasrullah's voice returns, soft as the evening, gentle as the fading light. You have lived a day. Why in the routines, he says. You have seen the work that never ends, the tasks that repeat, the motions that return. Now rest in the routines, rest in the repetition, rest in the knowledge that tomorrow the same things will happen, the same work will be done, the same peace will be here. The gold weighers will weigh, the camel drivers will drive, the market will fill and empty, the caravans will come and go, and you will watch, and you will learn, and you will become part of it all. But tonight there is only sleep, only the deep rest after the day's routine, only the peace of the returning night. Sleep now, sleep deeply, sleep in the land of Mali, with the griot, with the routines, with the peace. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Food, warmth, tools, animals. Close your eyes now. Let the deep comforts of the Mali Empire surround you. Nasrullah is here, his voice warm as millet porridge fresh from the pot, steady as the camels that carry salt across the desert. He has carried you through the routines, through the daily round, and now into the heart of what sustains, the food that feeds, the warmth that keeps, the tools that make, the animals that carry. You wake to the smell of cooking, not from the griot's house, but from the compound next door, the smell of millet porridge, of frying fish, of something sweet, honey perhaps, or dates. You lie still, the cotton blanket around you, the smell filling you, waking you gently, like a hand on your shoulder. You rise, you go to the main room. The griot is there, but he is not telling stories. He is sitting with a tray before him. Food, millet porridge in a clay bowl, steaming, thick, sweetened with honey, fried fish, small and crisp, golden brown, fresh dates, soft and sticky, from the oases to the north, water in a gourd, cool from the clay pot. He looks up as you enter, nods, gestures to the mat beside him. You sit. He pushes the tray toward you. Eat, he says. You eat. The porridge is warm, comforting. It fills your stomach, spreads warmth through your body. The fish is crisp, salty, perfect with the sweet porridge. The dates are rich, almost like candy. They taste of the desert, of the sun, of distant oases. The water is cool, clear, refreshing. You eat together, in silence, the way those who have shared stories eat, the way travelers eat, the way friends eat. When the food is finished, he pours more water. You hold the gourd, its coolness seeping into your hands. He speaks, his voice quiet, fitting the morning. Food, he says, is the first gift. Without it, there is no work, no trade, no empire. The farmers grow the millet. The fishermen catch the fish. The oasis farmers grow the dates. The beekeepers tend the bees for honey. All of them, part of the work, part of the trade, part of the gold and salt, though they never touch them. You think of this, the web of giving, the connections, the way the farmer in his field, and the fisherman in his boat, and the beekeeper with his hives, all come together to feed one man who tells stories, who keeps history, who remembers the empire. You finish your water. He rises. He goes to the cooking fire. A fire burns in the courtyard. Not large, but enough. Enough for cooking. Enough for warmth. Enough for life. This, he says, is our warmth. Not just for us, but for the work. The food must be cooked. The water must be boiled. The hands must be warmed. Without the fire, there would be no hot food, no warm nights, no life in the cool season. He holds his hands to the fire. You see them, the hands that have told stories for decades, the hands that have kept history alive. They are old hands, lined but strong, warm, ready. He turns from the fire. He goes to a corner of the courtyard where tools hang. Look, he says. You look. There are many tools, each one for a different purpose, each one shaped by hands. For hands, the scales of the gold traders, small bronze pans, leather strings, stone weights, each one worn smooth by years of use. The hoes of the farmers, iron blades, wooden handles, shaped by the blacksmith, used season after season. The fishing nets, hung to dry, their cords knotted and repaired, again and again, year after year. The pots for cooking, clay, fired in kilns, blackened by countless meals. The baskets for carrying, woven from reeds and grasses, each one a work of art, each one strong enough to hold grain, to hold gold, to hold life, and the most important tools, the ones for the caravans, the saddles for camels, the ropes and cords, the water skins, the bags for salt, the pouches for gold, each one made by hand, each one tested by the desert, each one necessary. The griot takes down a small pouch, leather, old, worn smooth. This, he says, once held gold, carried across the desert, traded in Timbuktu, weighed in the market of Niani. It has been in many hands, has held much wealth, has traveled far. You take it, It is soft, worn, still smelling faintly of gold dust, of the desert, of years. You hand it back. He replaces it carefully. He turns to you. Now he says, "The animals." He leads you out of the courtyard, into the streets. You walk through the city, past houses and compounds, past the market, past the mosque, out through the city gate. The path leads through fields, past farms and villages, to a place where animals gather. First the camels, a herd of them, kneeling in a field, their long necks curving, their eyes calm, patient, wise. These, he says, are the ships of the desert. Without them, there would be no trade, no salt from the north, no gold to the north. They carry everything. They endure everything. They ask for little and give much. You look at the camels. They are ugly and beautiful at once. Their humps fat with reserves, their feet wide for the sand, their eyelashes long against the storms. They will cross the desert again and again, carrying salt south, carrying gold north, carrying the empire on their backs. You walk on. Next, the donkeys, smaller than camels, but strong, patient. They stand in a field, their ears forward, their eyes soft. These, he says, carry goods to the market, carry water from the well, carry firewood from the bush. They work all day, every day, asking only for food and rest. You watch them. One comes to the edge of the field, looks at you, then returns to grazing. You walk on. Next, the cattle, a herd of them, with long horns, their hides various colors, their eyes large and gentle. These, he says, give us milk and meat and leather. Their hides become bags and pouches, become saddles and ropes, become tools for the trade. You watch them. They are peaceful, slow, giving. You walk on. Next, the goats, in a rocky area, climbing and jumping, their beards waving, their eyes curious. These, he says, give us milk too, and meat, and their hair, for ropes and blankets. You watch them. They are lively, independent, always moving, always giving. You walk on. Next, the chickens, scratching in the dust, pecking at grain, their feathers bright. These, he says, give us eggs and meat and feathers for arrows, for decoration. You watch them. They are simple, unaware, part of the giving. The griot is silent for a long time. Then he speaks. We owe them all, he says. We owe them everything. The camels and donkeys, the cattle and goats, the chickens and all the animals. Without their giving, there would be no trade, no food, no tools, no empire. We must never forget that the gold and salt are not enough. The animals make it possible. They carry, they give, they serve. He turns. You walk back, past the chickens, past the goats, past the cattle, past the donkeys, past the camels, through the fields, through the city gate, through the streets, to the griot's house. He goes to his mat. He sits. He takes up a leather pouch, a new one, not yet used. He holds it in his hands, looks at it for a long time. This pouch, he says, will carry salt, will cross the desert, will be handled by traders, will become worn and soft. It comes from a goat that lived in this land, that ate the grass, that drank the water, that gave its life, and now it will become part of the trade, part of the empire, part of the story. He sets the pouch down. He looks at you. You have seen today, he says. What sustains? What keeps us? What makes the work possible? The food, the warmth, the tools, the animals, all of it is gift. All of it is grace. All of it is part of the empire. Remember this. When you think of Mali, remember the farmer with his hoe. Remember the camel with its load. Remember the fire that cooks the food. Remember the goat that gave its skin. The empire is not just gold and salt. It is all of these, working together, giving together, living together. You nod. You understand. The afternoon passes. The light fades. The griot tells stories of animals now, of the clever hyena, of the wise hare, of the strong elephant. His voice rises and falls, like the rhythm of the animals' lives, like the pulse of the natural world. When the light is almost gone, he stops, he rises, he prepares food. You eat together, the same as morning. Millet porridge, fish, dates, water. When the food is finished, he sits by the fire. You sit beside him. The fire crackles. The flames dance. The night settles around you. After a long time, he speaks. You have seen today, he says. What sustains? What keeps us? What makes the work possible? Now rest. Rest in the giving. Rest in the warmth. Rest in the knowledge that all these gifts are for you. The camels sleep in their fields. The donkeys sleep in their pens. The cattle sleep under the stars. The goats sleep on the rocks. The chickens sleep in their roosts. The fire sleeps in its embers. The tools sleep in their places. The food waits for tomorrow. And you sleep on your mat, held by all of it, part of all of it, grateful for all of it. You go to your corner. You lie down. The cotton blanket covers you. It smells of the day, of the animals, of the fire, of the food, of the gratitude. The lamp burns, its flame small and steady. The griot sits by the fire, his eyes closed, his breath slow. Nasrullah's voice returns, soft as the fire, gentle as the night. You have seen what sustains, he says. You have understood the giving, the gift of animals, the warmth of fire, the work of tools, the food that feeds. Now rest. Rest in the giving. Rest in the warmth. Rest in the sustenance. Breathe in the smell of millet. Breathe Breathe in the smell of smoke. Breathe in the smell of gratitude. Breathe out the day. Breathe out the seeing. Breathe out the understanding. And sleep. Tomorrow there will be more. More seeing. More learning. More becoming. But tonight there is only this. Only sleep. Only rest. Only the deep peace of Mali. With the griot. With the animals. With the gifts. Sleep now. Sleep deeply. Sleep. Nasrullah watches over you. His voice, the last thing you hear. Before sleep takes you. Sleep. 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 Night falling / stars emerging. Close your eyes now. Let the day slip away like gold dust through fingers. Nasrullah is here, his voice soft as the last light on the Niger River, gentle as the first star appearing over the Sahel. He has carried you through the food and warmth, through the tools and animals, and now into the falling of night, the emerging of stars, the deep peace of darkness. You wake to dimness, not the dimness of dawn, but the dimness of evening. The light through the doorway is soft, golden, fading. You have slept through the afternoon. You realize, slept on your mat, wrapped in the cotton blanket, while the griot told stories. You lie still, listening. The house is quiet. No voice telling stories. No sounds from the courtyard. Only the distant calls of the city. Settling into night. You rise. You go to the courtyard. The griot is there, sitting on a low stool, looking up, his face tilted to the sky. You sit beside him. You look up too. The sky is changing. The sun has set, but its light lingers, a band of orange along the horizon. Above it, deep blue. Above that, the first darkness. And in that darkness, one star, just one, small and bright, alone in the vastness. You watch it. It seems to pulse, just slightly, as if breathing, as if alive, as if watching over the night's beginning. The griot speaks, his voice quiet, respectful of the night. The first star, he says, the one that appears before all others, the one that guides the caravans across the desert, the one that watches over the travelers. In the old stories, this star is called the guide because it shows the way. When all else is darkness, you sit in silence, watching more stars appear. First a few, then dozens, then hundreds, until the sky is full. They are brighter here than in the city, away from the fires, away from the torches. The darkness is deeper. The stars are clearer. The griot rises. He goes to a corner of the courtyard. He returns with 2 mats. He places them on the ground. He lies back on one, gesturing for you to do the same. You lie back, the mat soft beneath you, the stars above you, the sounds of the night around you. This, he says, is the best way to see them. Lying down, open, receiving. You look up, and the stars seem closer now, or you seem farther away, floating up into them, falling into them, becoming part of them. He speaks, his voice slow, thoughtful, like the flow of the Niger. My father taught me the stars, he says, and his father before him, back through generations of griots, of travelers, of those who crossed the desert. They taught me the ones that mark the seasons, the ones that tell when to plant, when to harvest, when the rains will come. They taught me the ones that guide the caravans, the ones that point to water, the ones that lead to safety. He points up, his finger tracing shapes. That group there, see how they form a camel with its hump, its neck stretched forward, walking across the sky. You look, and you see it, or think you see it, a camel made of stars, walking forever across the celestial desert. That, he says, is the camel of heaven, the one that carries the souls of travelers across the sky to the place where they rest. You watch the camel of stars. It seems to move slowly as the night turns, as the sky wheels. He points to another group, and there, see those 3 stars in a line, with 2 beside them. That is the caravan, the long line of stars, stretching across the sky, like the caravans stretch across the desert. You see them, a line of stars, like camels walking, like traders moving, like the endless journey. And there, see that bright one, alone, near the horizon. That is the guide, the first star we saw, the one that leads all caravans, the one that never fails. You look at the star, the guide, bright and steady, showing the way to all who travel. A shooting star crosses, quick line of light, gone before you can speak. A prayer, he says, a prayer rising to heaven, carried on a star, to the ears of God. You think of all the prayers, all the travelers, all the caravans, rising and falling, like shooting stars, brief, bright, then gone, but seen, but remembered, but part of something. The night deepens, the stars grow brighter, or perhaps your eyes grow darker, more able to receive them. You lie on your mat, the stars above you, the griot beside you, the peace around you. He speaks again, his voice soft as starlight. When I was young, he says, I feared the night, feared the darkness, feared what I could not see. But my father brought me here, to this courtyard, to these stars, and taught me that the night is not empty. It is full, full of light, full of guides, full of camels and caravans, full of prayers. Now I love the night, love the quiet, love the stars, love the feeling of being small, under something so vast, so full of stories. You understand, you feel it too, the peace of being small, the comfort of being held by something so much larger than yourself, so much more ancient, so much more eternal. The stars turn, slowly, imperceptibly, but you can feel it, the turning of the sky, the great wheel of night, the movement of the celestial caravans. You think of all the nights, all the stars, all the griots who have lain in this courtyard, looking up, feeling this same peace, seeing these same stars, telling these same stories, generations of storytellers, generations of travelers, generations of those who saw the stars and knew they were part of something greater. A night bird calls, soft, distant, then silence. The city sleeps. The courtyard holds you. The stars turn. After a long time, the griot speaks again. The stars, he says, are the first travelers, the original caravans, crossing the sky, night after night, year after year, century after century. When we cross the desert, we are following the stars. When we trade gold for salt, we are trading under the stars. When we tell our stories, we are telling them to the stars. The stars hear everything, see everything, remember everything. He falls silent, staring up. You stare too, feeling the truth of his words, feeling the connection between the stars above and the caravans below, between heaven and earth, between eternity and now. The night deepens. The stars grow brighter. The courtyard holds its peace. After a long time, the griot rises, slowly, his old body moving carefully. Come, he says, the stars will be here tomorrow. They have always been here. They will always be here. You rise. You stand beside him. You look up one last time. The stars are countless. The sky is full, more beautiful than you can say. The camel still walks. The caravan still moves. The guide still shines. You turn. You go back inside. The lamp burns in its niche. Its flame small and steady. A small star in the darkness of the room. You go to your corner. You lie down. The cotton blanket covers you. It smells of the night, of the courtyard, of the stars. The griot sits by the lamp, not telling stories now, just sitting, looking at the flame, or through it, at something else, at the stars, at the stories, at the journey. You lie still, your eyes open, looking at the lamp, its flame a small star, reflecting the great stars outside. Through the doorway, you can see a corner of the sky, a few stars visible, the guide among them, watching you. As you watch it, Nasrullah's voice returns, soft as starlight, gentle as the night. You have seen, and the stars, he says. You have lain under them. You have felt the turning of the sky, the great wheel of night, the caravans of heaven. Now rest, rest under the stars, even though you cannot see them now. They are still there, still turning, still guiding, still watching. The stars will turn through the night. They will guide the caravans. They will watch over the travelers. They will light the darkness, and you will sleep, held by the same sky, watched by the same stars, guided by the same light. Breathe in the cool night air. Breathe in the smell of the courtyard. Breathe in the peace of the dark. Breathe out the day. Breathe out the seeing. Breathe out the wonder. And sleep. The lamp burns on, its flame a small star in the room, keeping watch, keeping faith, keeping you. You think of the stars outside, thousands of them, millions, each one a light, each one a guide, each one part of the great caravan of night. You are part of that caravan now, a small traveler in the vast darkness, but guided, but seen, but part of it all. The stars will turn, the night will deepen, the dawn will come. But for now, for this long blessed night, there is only sleep, only peace, only the stars. In your mind, behind your closed eyes, you see them still, the stars, thousands, millions, forming camels and caravans, the guide leading the way, across the sky, across the desert, across the years. They are with you as you sleep, as you rest, as you become part of the night. Sleep now, sleep deeply, sleep under the stars, in the land of Mali, with the griot, with the stories, with the peace. Nasrullah watches over you, his voice the last thing you hear, before sleep takes you. Sleep, 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 repetition of movement. Close your eyes now. Let the rhythm of the Sahel take you deeper. Nasrullah is here, his voice steady as the camels step across the dunes, patient as the slow weighing of gold dust. He has carried you through the stars, through the night, and now into the heart of the work itself. The repetition, the rhythm, the endless return. You wake to the sound of grinding, not loud, not harsh, but soft, regular, the sound of stone on stone, of millet becoming flour, of women beginning their day. Grind, grind, grind. You lie still, the cotton blanket around you, the sound entering you, becoming your breath, becoming your heartbeat, becoming you. You rise, you go to the courtyard. A woman is there, not the griot's wife, perhaps a neighbor, perhaps a relative. She kneels before a grinding stone, a large stone at an angle, a smaller stone in her hands. She pushes the small stone up and down, over the millet, crushing it, grinding it, making flour. Grind, grind, grind. Her arms move, the same motion, over and over, thousands of times, to make enough flour for the day. She does not look up, does not stop, does not vary. The rhythm continues. Grind, grind, grind. You watch, and you feel it entering you. The repetition, the rhythm, the return. After a long time, she stops. She pours the flour into a bowl. She begins again with more millet. Grind, grind, grind. You think of all the women, all across the empire, doing this same motion, every morning, every day, year after year, generation after generation. The same grind, the same rhythm, the same return. You turn away. You go to find the griot. He is in the main room, sitting on his mat, his eyes closed, his lips moving, not telling stories now, but practicing, repeating the words, over and over, the same words, the same stories, the same rhythm. He opens his eyes, sees you, nods. Come, he says. Sit. You sit. You watch. He begins to tell the same story you heard before, of Sundiata, of the Lion King, of the defeat of the sorcerer, but he tells it differently now, more slowly, more carefully, each word weighed, each phrase measured. He is practicing, repeating the way he has repeated these stories thousands of times, tens of thousands, for decades, the same words, the same rhythm, the same return. You listen and you feel it, the repetition, the rhythm, the return. After a long time, he stops. You see, he says, the work of the griot, the same stories, told over and over, for years, for decades, for a lifetime, each telling the same, each telling different, each telling necessary. Without repetition, the stories would be forgotten. The history would die. The empire would lose its memory. You nod. You understand. He rises. Come, he says. Let us walk. You follow him out, through the city, past the market, past the mosque, out through the gate. You walk along the river, past fishermen, casting their nets, the same motion, over and over. Cast, wait, pull, cast, wait, pull. The rhythm of fishing, the repetition of the river, day after day, year after year. You walk past fields where farmers bend, planting, the same motion, bend, plant, step, bend, plant, step, the rhythm of farming, the repetition of the earth, season after season, generation after generation. You walk past a village where women pound millet in large mortars, their pestles rising and falling, together in rhythm, thump, thump, thump. The sound carries across the fields, the rhythm of community, the repetition of life. You walk past a camp of traders, preparing a caravan, loading camels, tying ropes, checking loads, the same motions, the same preparations, caravan after caravan, year after year, century after century. The griot stops. He watches them work. Look, he says, the repetition, everywhere, the same work, over and over, the same motions, the same returns. This is how the world continues. This is how the empire survives. This is how we live. You watch the traders, their hands moving, the ropes tightening, the camels kneeling and rising, the same motions. Their fathers did, their grandfathers did, their great-grandfathers did, back to the first traders who first crossed the desert with salt and gold. You walk on, back toward the city, past the fields, past the river, past the fishermen, past the women grinding. You return to the griot's house. He sits on his mat. You sit on yours. He begins to tell again. The same story, but now you hear it differently. You hear the repetition in it. The rhythm, the return. He tells of Sundiata's childhood, of how he could not walk, of how he crawled on the ground, while other children ran. He tells of how he finally stood, how he walked, how he became strong. He tells of his exile, his years away from Mali, his return, his victory, the same story, told for centuries, the same words, the same rhythm, the same return. You listen, and you are not bored. You are held, carried by the repetition, by the rhythm, by the story itself. The afternoon passes. The light fades. The griot's voice continues, rising and falling, like the rhythm of the work, like the pulse of the empire. When the light is almost gone, he stops. You sit in silence, the repetition still in you, the rhythm still beating. After a long time, he speaks. You have felt it now, he says. The repetition, the rhythm, the return. This is the work. This is the life. This is the way. Day after day, the same motions, the same stories, the same work, and yet never the same. Always new, always enough. He rises. He prepares food. You eat together, in silence, the rhythm of eating, the repetition of bites, the return of hunger and fullness. When the food is finished, he sits by the fire. You sit beside him. The fire crackles. The flames dance. The same dance. Always the same. Always different. After a long time, he speaks. The fire, he says, repeats the same dance. Night after night. Year after year. But each flame is new. Each spark is different. Each moment is alive. This is the mystery. This is the gift. This is what repetition teaches. That we can do the same thing. Again and again. And each time it is new. Each time it is alive. Each time it is enough. You think of his words. The same and different. The repetition that is never boring. The return that is always new. The fire crackles. The flames dance. The night deepens. After a long time, he rises. He goes to his sleeping place. You go to your corner. You lie down. The cotton blanket covers you. It smells of the day, of the river, of the fields, of the repetition, of the peace. The lamp burns in its niche, its flame small and steady, keeping watch. Through the doorway, you can see the stars, still turning, still repeating, their eternal dance. Nasrullah's voice returns, soft as the fire, steady as the rhythm. You have felt the repetition, he says. You have entered the rhythm, the endless return, the pulse of the empire. Now rest, rest in the repetition, rest in the rhythm, rest in the return. Your breath will repeat. in and out, in and out, through the night. Your heart will repeat. T, beat and beat, beat and beat, through the night, and you will sleep, the same sleep, the same rest, the same return, night after night, year after year, lifetime after lifetime. You are part of the repetition now, part of the rhythm, part of the endless return. The women will grind tomorrow. The fishermen will cast their nets. The farmers will bend to the earth. The traders will load their camels. The griot will tell his stories. And you will be part of it all, held by the rhythm, carried by the repetition, rested by the return. Breathe in, breathe out, the repetition of breath. Sleep, wake, the repetition of days. Live, work, the repetition of years. And through it all, the rhythm continues. The work goes on. The empire endures. Forever, always, without end. Sleep now. Sleep in the repetition. Sleep in the rhythm. Sleep in the return. Nasrullah watches over you. His voice the rhythm of the night. The pulse of the darkness. The heartbeat of sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Quiet reflections / philosophy of slowness. Close your eyes now. Let the deep quiet of the Sahel settle around you. Nasrullah is here, his voice soft as the harmattan wind, gentle as the thoughts that come when the work is done. He has carried you through the repetition, through the rhythm, and now into the quiet place, the place of reflection, the place where wisdom grows slow as gold forms in the earth, year by year, century by century. You wake to silence, not the silence of emptiness, but the silence of depth, the silence of old mud walls, the silence of stories waiting, the silence of thoughts forming. The lamp burns in its niche, its flame small and steady, but even it seems quieter now, as if thinking, as if reflecting. Through the doorway, you see the courtyard. The griot is there, but he is not telling stories. He is sitting, his hands still, his head bowed, his eyes closed. You rise quietly. You go to the doorway. You stand and watch. He sits like that for a long time, not moving, not speaking, just being. After many minutes, he opens his eyes. He looks at you. He nods. Come, he says. Sit with me. You go to him. You sit on the mat beside him. You wait. He looks at his hands, the hands that have told stories for decades, the hands that have kept history alive, the hands that have held the memory of empires. He speaks, his voice slow, thoughtful, like the Niger at the end of the dry season. When I was young, he says, I thought speed was the answer. I thought the faster I told stories, the more I would know, the greater griot I would be. But the stories taught me, the stories cannot be rushed. They must unfold in their own time, each word in its place, each pause measured. If you hurry, you lose the meaning, you lose the truth, you lose the memory. He pauses, looking at his hands, The trade taught me too. The traders cross the desert slowly. They cannot rush. The camels cannot be hurried. The wells are where they are. The journey takes as long as it takes. If you rush, you lose the camels. You lose the water. You lose the way. And the gold taught me most of all. Gold forms slowly in the earth, over thousands of years, waiting, patient, eternal. You cannot make gold quickly. You cannot force it. You must find it, must wait for it, must receive it as a gift. He falls silent, staring at his hands. You sit with him. You do not speak. There is no need. After a long time, he continues. My father taught me. He was old even then. His voice was weak, but his stories were the truest I have ever heard. I asked him once, how do you tell them so true? When your voice is weak, when your breath is short. He looked at me and he said, I do not tell them with my voice. I do not tell them with my breath. I tell them with my patience, with my time, with my life. The story does not need speed. It needs truth. It needs care. It needs the teller to be present, fully present, for every word, every pause, every moment. He said, the story is not a thing to be finished. It is a thing to be lived. And living takes time, takes patience, takes the whole of who you are. The griot looks at you, his eyes old, but deep, full of years, full of wisdom, full of stories. I have never forgotten that he says. I have tried to live it, to tell that way, to be that present, for every story, every word, every moment. You understand. You have felt it yourself in the days you have spent here, the slowing of time, the deepening of attention, the peace that comes from doing one thing, slowly, carefully, completely. He rises. He goes to a corner of the courtyard. He returns with a small leather pouch. He opens it, pours into his palm a few grains of gold. See, he says, gold dust, the wealth of empires, the reason for caravans, the cause of wars. But look at it. Really look. You look. The grains are tiny, irregular, each one different, each one beautiful. This gold, he says, was formed over millions of years, deep in the earth, in the forests to the south. It was found by men who panned in streams, who dug in the earth, who spent their lives looking for it. It was traded by men who crossed the desert, who risked everything, who carried it north. It was weighed by men who sat in markets, who balanced scales, who measured it carefully. And now it sits in my hand, small, quiet, patient. It has taken millions of years to become this, to be here, to be seen by you. He pours the gold back into the pouch, closes it, holds it out to you. You take it. It is light, warm from his hand. The gold dust shifts inside, soft, patient, eternal. This is what slowness means, he says. This is what patience teaches. The gold waited millions of years to be found, to be traded, to be held. We who rush through our lives, we who want everything now, we have much to learn. From the gold, you hold the pouch, you feel its weight, its patience, its eternity. You hand it back. He returns it to its place. He sits again. You sit again. The morning passes. Neither of you works. Neither of you tells stories. You just sit, being present, being patient, being slow. After a long time, he speaks again. You have learned much here, he says. You have seen the work. You have felt the rhythm. You have begun to understand. But the most important thing, the thing that takes longest to learn, is this. He pauses, choosing his words. The gold is not the goal. The salt is not the goal. The trade is not the goal. The stories are not the goal. The goal is the being, the presence, the life that is lived while the work is done. The gold is just what remains, what is left behind when the living is finished. You think about this. It settles into you like gold dust settling in a pouch, like stories settling in memory, like wisdom settling in the soul. The goal is not the wealth. The goal is the life, the moments, the presence, the love. He rises. He goes to the river. You follow him. The river flows, brown and slow. The sun is warm. The light is soft. He sits on the bank. You sit beside him. He looks at the water, the way it flows, the way it moves, the way it is always the same, always different. The river, he says, is never in a hurry. It flows at its own speed. It moves at its own pace. It does not try to reach the sea more quickly. It just flows, just moves, just is. This is the way. This is the wisdom. This is what the river teaches. You watch the river, and you understand. The river does not rush, does not hurry, does not worry about where it is going. It just flows, trusting that it will reach the sea, trusting that the journey is the point, trusting that the flowing is enough. You sit for a long time, watching the water, feeling the peace, being present. After a long time, the griot rises. Come, he says, let us walk. You follow him along the riverbank, past the fishermen, past the women washing clothes, past the children playing. You walk slowly, presently, noticing everything, the way light falls on the water, the way a bird dives for fish, the way a woman balances a pot on her head, the way a child laughs. Everything is slow. Everything is present. Everything is enough. You come to an old baobab tree, its trunk massive, its branches spread wide, its fruit hanging like ornaments. The griot stops beneath it. He looks up into its branches. This tree, he says, has stood here for centuries, has seen generations of traders, has watched the caravans come and go. It grows slowly, a hand's breadth each year, that lives for 1,000 years. This is what we learn from the baobab, from the river, from the gold, from the stories, that slowness is not weakness. It is strength. That patience is not passivity. It is power. That the longest way is the only way, because it takes you where you need to go, and you arrive whole, arrive ready, arrive with the work due. Well, you stand beneath the tree, feeling its its patience, its peace. After a long time, you turn back, walking slowly, presently, along the river, past the children, past the women, past the fishermen, to the griot's house. You sit in the courtyard, the sun beginning to sink, the light turning golden. The griot begins to tell, not a story of kings, not a story of trade, but a story of patience, of slowness, of the wisdom of waiting. He tells of a man who wanted to be rich, who rushed to the gold fields, who dug frantically, who found nothing, and another man who came slowly, who watched, who learned, who waited, and who found gold, not because he was lucky, but because he was patient, because he took the time to understand, because he was present. The story unfolds slowly, each word in its place, each pause measured, each moment enough. You listen, and the story enters you, becomes part of you, the wisdom of slowness, settling into your soul, like gold dust settling, like stories settling, like peace settling. When the story ends, the sun has set, the stars are beginning to appear. The griot sits in silence. You sit in silence. After a long time, he speaks, his voice soft, slow, like the river. You have learned, he says, the most important thing, the thing that takes longest to learn. You have learned to be slow, to be patient, to be present. This will stay with you long after you leave this land, long after you forget the names of kings, long after I am gone. It will be with you in everything you do, in every journey you take, in every moment you live. For slowness is not just for the empire. Slowness is for living, for being, for becoming. He rises. He goes inside. You stay in the courtyard, watching the stars appear, one by one, patient, eternal. The baobab stands in the distance, slowly growing, slowly living, slowly being. The river flows in the darkness, slowly moving, slowly giving, slowly being. And you sit, slowly breathing, slowly resting, slowly being. After a long time, you go inside. The lamp burns in its niche, its flame small and steady, patient, present, eternal. You go to your corner. You lie down. The cotton blanket covers you. It smells of the day, of the river, of the baobab, of the slowness. The griot sits by the lamp, not telling stories now, just sitting, being present, being patient, being. Nasrullah's voice returns, soft as the river, slow as the years. You have learned the great lesson, he says. The wisdom of slowness, the peace of patience, the presence of now. This is the gift of the empire, the gift of the gold, the gift of the stories, the gift of the life lived slowly. Now rest, rest in the slowness, rest in the patience, rest in the presence. Your breath slows, your heart slows, your thoughts slow. You are becoming the slowness itself, becoming the patience itself, becoming the presence itself. The river flows slowly outside. The baobab stands slowly in the night. The stars turn slowly above. The empire sleeps slowly around you. And you sleep slowly, deeply, completely, held by the slowness, carried by the patience, blessed by the presence. Breathe in slowly. Breathe out slowly. Let each breath take the time it needs. Sleep slowly. Wake slowly. Live slowly. For slowness is not the absence of speed. It is the presence of life, fully lived, fully felt, fully loved. Nasrullah watches over you, his voice the slow rhythm of the night, the patient pulse of darkness, the gentle return of sleep. Sleep now, sleep slowly, sleep deeply, into the quiet, into the peace, into the philosophy of slowness. Sleep, 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 weather/environment. Close your eyes now. Let the vastness of the Sahel stretch before you. Nasrullah is here, his voice soft as the harmattan wind, gentle as the first rain on parched earth. He has carried you through the slowness, through the reflections, and now into the weather itself, into the environment that shapes the trade, that tests the travelers, that teaches patience in its own way. You wake to wind, not a strong wind, but a steady wind, a wind that has blown for weeks, will blow for weeks more. The harmattan, you lie still, the cotton blanket around you, the wind outside, its sound constant, like the breathing of the earth. Through the doorway, you see the courtyard. The air is hazy, full of dust, the sun a pale disk, barely visible. You rise, you go to the courtyard. The griot is there, sitting on his mat, his face turned to the wind, his eyes closed, receiving it. He opens his eyes, looks at you, nods. Come, he says. Sit with me. You sit beside him, the wind on your face, cool, dry, full of dust. He speaks, his voice quiet, but carrying in the wind. The harmattan, he says, comes from the desert, from the north, from the great emptiness. It brings the dust of the Sahara, carries it south, to the Sahel, to the forest, to the sea. It blows for months, drying everything, cracking the earth, making the air thin and cool. You sit with him, feeling the wind, feeling the dust, feeling the vastness it comes from. After a long time, he rises. Come, he says. Let us walk. You follow him out, through the city streets. The city is different in the harmattan. The dust softens everything. colors are muted. The sounds are muffled. People move with cloths over their faces, protecting themselves from the dust, their eyes visible above the cloth. Calm, patient, accepting, you walk through the market. It is quieter than before. Fewer traders, fewer buyers, but the work continues. The gold weighers weigh, their scales protected from the dust, their hands steady. The cloth sellers sell, their goods covered, their voices soft. The food sellers cook, their fires burning, their pots steaming, the smoke mixing with the dust. You walk on, out through the city gate, into the countryside. The fields are different now. The millet is dry, ready for harvest. The stalks bend in the wind, rustling, whispering. The farmers work, cutting the millet, bundling it, carrying it to the villages. They work slowly, the way they always work. The dust on their faces, the wind in their clothes, the rhythm of harvest, the same every year. You walk on, toward the river. The Niger is lower now. The dry season has lowered it. The harmattan dries it further. Boats are pulled up on the banks. Fishermen mend their nets, waiting for the river to rise, waiting for the rains to come. You stand on the bank, the wind in your face, the river below, the dust in the air. The griot speaks, his voice quiet, almost lost in the wind. The harmattan, he says, is hard. It dries everything, cracks the earth, makes the journey difficult. But it is also good. It dries the millet for harvest. It clears the pests from the crops. It brings the cool air from the north. Without the harmattan, the seasons would not turn. The year would not complete itself. The cycle would break. You listen, feeling the truth of his words. You walk on, following the river north, away from the city. The land becomes drier, the trees fewer, the grass shorter. You are approaching the desert. The griot stops. He looks north. Beyond the horizon, he says. The desert begins. The great Sahara, the emptiness, the sea of sand. The caravans cross it, from here to the salt mines, from the salt mines to here. They cross during the harmattan, when the wind is steady, when the air is cool, when the journey is possible. You look north. You see nothing but haze, dust and sky, but you feel it, the vastness, the emptiness, the desert. You walk back, the wind at your back now, pushing you, carrying you. You return to the city, to the griot's house. You sit in the courtyard, the wind still blowing, the dust still in the air. The griot begins to tell of the desert, of the caravans, of the harmattan. He tells of men crossing the great emptiness, with only camels and stars, with water skins and dried meat, with salt and gold. He tells of the sandstorms that can blind a man, that can bury a caravan, that can erase the path. He tells of the wells, days apart, sometimes dry, sometimes poisoned. He tells of the survivors who reached the other side, who traded their salt for gold, who returned home with stories and wealth. His voice rises and falls, like the wind, like the dunes, like the rhythm of the camel's step. You listen, and the desert enters you. The vastness, the emptiness, the patience it requires. The afternoon passes. The wind continues. The dust continues. As the sun begins to sink, the wind changes, becomes softer, warmer. The griot stops. He looks at the sky. The harmattan will end soon, he says. The rains will come. The river will rise. The cycle will turn. He rises. He goes inside. You stay in the courtyard, watching the sky, the dust slowly settling, the stars beginning to appear. That night, the wind stops. You wake in the silence, the sudden absence of sound, the stillness after weeks of wind. You go to the courtyard. The air is clear. The stars are bright. The world is still. The griot is there, sitting on his mat, looking at the sky. He speaks, his voice quiet, full of wonder. Listen, he says. The silence, after the harmattan, the peace. You sit beside him, feeling the stillness, breathing the clean air. After a long time, he speaks again. The weather teaches us, he says. The harmattan teaches patience. The rain teaches gratitude. The sun teaches endurance. We cannot control it. We can only accept it, work with it, learn from it. This is the wisdom of the environment. This is the way of the world. You sit in silence, the stars above, the stillness around, the peace within. After a long time, he rises. He goes inside. You stay a moment longer. Then you follow. The lamp burns in its niche, its flame small and steady. No wind to disturb it. You go to your corner. You lie down. The cotton blanket covers you. It smells of dust, of wind, of the harmattan. The griot sits by the lamp, not telling stories now, just sitting, being present, being grateful. Nasrullah's voice returns, soft as the still air, gentle as the cleared sky. You have been through the harmattan, he says. You have felt the wind. You have learned its lessons. You have seen the peace after. Now rest. Rest in the stillness. Rest in the clear sky. Rest in the peace after wind. The weather will come again. The harmattan will return. The rains will follow. The seasons will turn. But tonight there is only this. Only the stillness. Only the clear stars. Only the deep peace. Breathe in the clean air. Breathe in the silence. Breathe in the peace after wind. Breathe out the dust. Breathe out the waiting. Breathe out the patience learned. And sleep. The stars turn overhead. The clear night holds you. The stillness shelters you. Sleep now. Sleep deeply. Sleep in the peace after harmattan. With the griot. With the stories. With the clear world. Nasrullah watches over you. His voice the last thing you hear. Before sleep takes you. Sleep Sleep, sleep, deepening calm / nearing sleep. Close your eyes now. Let the deep quiet of the Sahel wrap around you. Nasrullah is here, his voice soft as the last light on the Niger, gentle as the thoughts that come when the journey is nearly over. He has carried you through the weather, through the harmattan and the stillness, and now into the deepest calm, the place where sleep begins, where the world grows soft and distant, where you are held and carried and released. You wake and do not know you have woken. The line between sleep and waking is thin here, like a single thread of cotton, like the edge of a story, like the moment between one breath and the next. You lie on your mat, the cotton blanket around you, the lamp burning in its niche, its flame smaller now, or perhaps your eyes are more open to its smallness. Through the doorway, you see the courtyard. The griot is there, but he is not telling stories. He is sitting, his eyes closed, his hands still, his breath slow. You rise, but your body moves slowly, as if through water, as if through honey, as if through the thickness of deep calm. You go to the courtyard. You sit beside him. He does not open his eyes, but he knows you are there. After a long time, he speaks, his voice quiet, slow, like the river at the end of the dry season. I was thinking, he says, thinking of all the years, all the stories, all the caravans. They pass so quickly and so slowly. At the same time, it seems like yesterday. I was a boy, learning the first stories, sitting at my father's feet, as you sit at mine. And now I am the old one, and you are the learner, and the years have passed, like the harmattan wind, like the river's flow, like breath. He falls silent. You sit with him, feeling the weight of his words, feeling the years, feeling the calm. After a long time, he speaks again. You have learned much, he says. You have seen the gold and salt. You have walked the trade routes. You have felt the rhythm of the work. You have understood the slowness. You have been through the weather. Now there is only one thing left, only one thing to learn. He pauses, choosing his words. The last thing, the deepest thing, is to let go of the learning, to let go of the wanting, to let go of everything, and simply be, to rest, truly rest, in the calm, in the peace, in the sleep. He opens his eyes. He looks at you, his eyes deep, full of years, full of wisdom, full of stories, full of peace. This is what the journey is, for he says, all the years, all the trade, all the stories, all the patience, they are not for the gold, not for the salt, not for the empire. They are for this, for the calm, for the peace, for the letting go. The gold will be traded. The salt will be used. The stories will be told. The empire will continue. But you will have this deep calm, this nearing sleep, this peace that passes understanding. He falls silent, looking looking out at the night. You sit with him, and you feel it, the deepening calm, the nearing of something, the approach of sleep. The stars turn overhead. The night deepens. The world grows quiet. After a long time, he rises, slowly, his old body moving carefully. I will sleep now, he says. Truly sleep. You should too. The night is deep. The calm is deep. The sleep is waiting. He goes inside. You hear him lie down. Hear his breath slow, even before he is fully asleep. Already in the calm. Already nearing. You stay in the courtyard. A little longer. Watching the stars. Feeling the peace. The stars turn. The night holds everything. Then you rise. You go inside. The lamp burns in its niche. Its flame small and steady. A small star in the darkness. You go to your corner. You lie down. The cotton blanket covers you. It smells of the night, of the courtyard, of the stars, of the calm. Through the doorway, you can see the sky, a few stars visible. They watch you. As you watch them, you lie still, your breath slowing, your heart slowing, your thoughts slowing. You are not thinking now. Not really. Thoughts come and go, like the harmattan wind, like the river's flow, like moments, but they do not stay. They do not hold you. They pass, and you let them pass. You are in the calm now, the deep calm, the place before sleep, the place where everything softens, everything loosens, everything releases. Your body is heavy. The blanket is warm. The mat is soft. The room is quiet. The night is deep. You think of the griot, asleep in his room, his old hands still, his old heart beating slow, his old breath rising and falling. You think of all the stories he has told, all the history he has kept, all the years he has lived. They are all here, in this house, in this calm, in this night. You think of the caravans, resting in the desert, the camels kneeling, the traders sleeping, the fires low. You think of the gold in its pouches, waiting, patient, eternal. You think of the salt in its slabs, white in the darkness, waiting to be traded, waiting to be used. They will all be here tomorrow, and the next day, and the next, long after you are gone, long after the griot is gone, long after the empire changes. But tonight they are here with you, holding the calm, holding the night, holding you. You breathe in the smell of dust, the smell of stories, the smell of years. You breathe out the day, the learning, the becoming. You are not becoming anything now. You are just being, just resting, just sleeping. The calm deepens. Sleep approaches, soft and patient, like the griot at his telling, like the caravan at its resting, like the years at their passing. You are ready. You have always been ready for this moment, this calm, this sleep. The lamp flickers once, just once, then steadies, its flame small and steady, keeping watch, keeping faith, keeping you. Through the doorway, the stars turn slowly, the great wheel of night, the endless turning, the eternal return. You are part of it now, part of the turning, part of the night, part of the calm. Your eyes are closed, but you see still. See the stars, see the desert, see the caravans, see the gold and salt, see the griot's face, see all the stories. All of it is with you. All of it is you. All of it is peace. Nasrullah's voice returns, soft as the lamplight, gentle as the calm. You are nearly there, he says, nearly ready, nearly sleep. Let go a little more, just a little. Let the calm take you. Let the night receive you. Let sleep have you. You are safe. You are held. You are loved. The griot sleeps in his room. The caravans rest in the desert. The gold waits in its pouches. The salt waits in its slabs. And you sleep on your mat, all of you together, all of you held, all of you at peace. Breathe in the calm. Breathe out the last thought. Breathe in the night. Breathe out the day. Breathe in the sleep. Breathe out the waking. And let go, completely, fully, forever, into the calm, into the night, into the sleep. The lamp burns on, its flame small and steady, keeping watch. As you sleep, the stars turn overhead, keeping watch. As you sleep, the desert stretches vast, keeping watch. As you sleep, and you sleep, deep, 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 into the calm, into the peace, into the rest that has no end. Nasrullah watches over you, his voice fading now, becoming the silence, becoming the peace, becoming you. Sleep now, sleep deeply, sleep forever, in the calm, in the night, in the love. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Gentle farewell, an invitation to rest. Close your eyes now. For the last time in this telling, Nasrullah is here, his voice soft as the final grain of gold, dust, gentle as the last story told by the fireside. He has carried you through all the chapters, through all the days, through all the trade, and now he brings you to the end, the gentle farewell, the invitation to rest. You wake to the deepest quiet, not the quiet of emptiness, but the quiet of completion, the quiet of journeys ended, of stories told, of years lived. The lamp burns in its niche, its flame small and steady. It has burned through all your nights here, through all the chapters, through all the learning. Through the doorway, the courtyard waits, the mat where the griot sits, the fire where stories are told. But today is different. You feel it. Something has changed. Something is ending. You rise. Slowly, the cotton blanket falls away. You fold it carefully. For the last time, you go to the courtyard. The griot is there, sitting on his mat, his hands still, a small leather pouch before him. Not just any pouch, You see now, it is old, worn smooth by years, by countless hands, by countless journeys. He looks up as you enter. His eyes meet yours, and in them you see everything. All the years, all the stories, all the trade, all the patience, all the living. Come, he says, sit with me. You sit on the mat beside him. You look at the pouch. This pouch, he says, has traveled the desert more times than I can count. It has carried gold from the south and salt from the north. It has been in the hands of traders, of kings, of ordinary people. And now its journey is over. He picks up the pouch, holds it in his hands, the hands that have told stories for decades. He opens it, pours into his palm a few grains of gold dust. See, he says, the gold, it is the same gold that has been traded for centuries. It came from the earth, in the forests to the south, was panned from streams, was carried north. It was weighed in markets, was traded for salt, was stored in palaces, was given as gifts. And now it returns to the earth, to the place where it began. He pours the gold back into the pouch, ties it closed, holds it out to you. This pouch, he says, is for you. You cannot speak. Your throat is full. Your heart is full. Your eyes are full. You take the pouch. It is light, warm from his hands. The gold dust shifts inside, soft, patient, eternal. In this pouch, he says, is everything you have learned, everything you have seen, everything you have become. Not the gold itself, but what it represents, the patience, the journey, the trade, the stories. The gold came from the earth, was found by hands, was traded by hands, was held by hands, and now it is in your hands. You will take it with you, and when you hold it, you will remember. Remember the caravans crossing the desert. Remember the markets of Naini. Remember the river Niger. Remember the stars above the Sahel. Remember the stories told by firelight. Remember the patience of the gold. Remember the slowness of everything. You hold the pouch. You feel it. You are it. And it is you. He rises, slowly, his old body moving carefully. His work complete. Come, he says. Let us walk one last time. You follow him out, the pouch in your hands, held close, held safe. Through the city you walk, past the market, quiet now, the stalls empty, the traders gone, past the mosque, its minaret reaching for the sky, the call to prayer silent now, the night peaceful, past the palace of the Mansa, its walls high and strong, the king sleeping, the empire resting, out through the city gate, into the countryside. The path leads through fields, the millet harvested, the stalks standing dry, waiting for the next season, past the river, the Niger flowing slowly, its water dark, reflecting the stars, past the villages, silent now, their people sleeping, their fires low, You come to a hill overlooking the land, the river below, the city in the distance, the stars above. The griot stops. He looks out, his eyes taking it all in. The land he has known all his life, the empire he has served, the stories he has kept. He speaks, his voice quiet, full of years. I was born here, he says. I grew up here. I learned the stories here. I told them here. And now it is time. He turns to you, looks at you, his eyes deep, full of wisdom, full of love. You will go now. You will return to your own land, your own time, your own life, but you will not go empty-handed. You will carry the stories. You will carry the gold. You will carry the patience. You will carry the peace. And when you need to rest, when the world is too much, when you cannot sleep, you will remember. Remember the harmattan wind. Remember the camel's step. Remember the gold dust in this pouch. Remember the griot's voice, and you will find your way back. Here, to this hill, to this moment, to this peace. You cannot speak. There are no words. There is only feeling, only gratitude, only love. He turns back to the view. The stars are bright. The sky is clear. The river flows below. The empire sleeps. After a long time, he speaks again. It is time, he says. Time to go back. Time to rest. Time to let go. You turn. You walk back, past the villages, past the river, past the fields, through the city gate, past the palace, past the mosque, past the market, to the griot's house. He goes to his mat. He sits, his hands resting on his knees, his eyes closed. You sit on your mat, the pouch in your hands, waiting. After a long time, he opens his eyes. He looks at you. He smiles, the fullest smile you have ever seen from him. Thank you, he says, for coming, for staying, for listening, for learning, for being. Now go. Go and live. Go and love. Go and tell your own stories. And when you sleep, under whatever stars shine above you, remember me. Remember this land. Remember the gold. Remember the patience. I will be there, in the stories, in the peace, in the love. He closes his eyes, his hands still on his knees, his breath slow, slower, slowest, and then nothing. He is gone, not dead, not exactly, but gone, where old griots go, when their stories are told, when their work is done, when their time has come. You sit with him for a long time, holding the pouch, holding the moment, holding the love. Then you rise. You go to the hill, the one overlooking the land. You sit. You look out. The stars above, the river below, the city in the distance, the empire sleeping. You open the pouch. You take a grain of gold, the smallest grain. You hold it in your palm. It catches the starlight, glows faintly, patient, eternal. You think of all the hands that have held it, the panner in the stream, the trader in the market, the king in his palace, the griot in his telling. And now you close your hand. You put the grain back. You close the pouch. You understand now. This is what he gave you. Not just gold, but connection to all those hands, to all those years, to all those stories. After a long time, you go back. The lamp burns in its niche, its flame small and steady, keeping watch as it has kept watch through all the nights. You go to your corner. You lie down. The cotton blanket covers you. For the last time, the pouch beside you, close, safe, yours. Through the doorway, the courtyard waits. The mat where the griot sat, the ashes of the fire, the silence. You are not sad. You are not afraid. You are full of what he gave you, full of the stories, full of the gold, full of the peace. Nasrullah's voice returns, soft as the lamplight, gentle as the last breath. You have come to the end, he says, the end of the chapters, the end of the days, the end of the telling. But endings are not endings. They are beginnings, beginnings of rest, beginnings of peace, beginnings of the deep sleep that has no end. You have learned much. You have seen much. You have become much. Now it is time. Time to let go. Time to rest. Time to sleep. The pouch beside you is not just gold. It is all the days, all the journeys, all the stories, all the life carried across time, given to you. You are safe. You are warm. You are held. Close your eyes now. For the last time in this telling, close them and let the night take you. Let the sleep take you. Let the peace take you. You will wake, but not here, not in this land, not in this time. You will wake in your own place, your own time, your own life, but you will carry this with you. Carry the griot, carry the stories, carry the gold, carry the patience, carry the peace. And when you sleep at home, under your own blankets, you will remember. Remember the harmattan wind. Remember the camel step. Remember the Niger's flow. Remember the stars above the Sahel. Remember the griot's voice. Remember the calm. And Nasrullah will be there, his voice always there, whispering you into rest, whispering you into dreams, whispering you into the deep. For this is the gift of the empire, the gift of the trade, the gift of the stories, the gift of the gold, the gift of the peace, that you can always return, always find the calm, always rest in the memory. So sleep now, sleep deeply, sleep forever. The last embers fade, the last flame flickers, the last breath slows, and you are gone into the sleep, into the peace, into the arms of night. Nasrullah's voice fades too, becoming silence, becoming peace, becoming you. Farewell, 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 and sleep. The gold holds you. The The stories hold you. The night holds you. The love holds you. Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep. In the peace that passes understanding. In the rest that has no end. In the memory that continues. Even when the teller is gone. Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep. For you have come home. Home to yourself. Home to the peace. Home to the sleep. And Nasrullah, always Nasrullah, watches over you, holds you, loves you, into the endless night, into the endless peace, into the endless sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The last story is told. The final grain is counted. The journey is complete. Go now into your rest, carrying what you have learned, held by what you have loved, peaceful in what you have become. Sleep, sleep, sleep. A completion message from Nasrullah. The last story is told. The final grain is counted. The journey is complete. You have traveled far with Nasrullah, through 10 nights of telling, through 10 chapters of calm, through the Mali Empire of Mansa Musa, through the markets of Naini, through the caravans crossing the Sahara, through the years of patient trade. You have sat with the griot at his fire. You have walked with him to the river. You have watched the stars guide the caravans. You have felt the harmattan wind on your face. You have learned the philosophy of slowness. You have known the deep calm before sleep. And now you rest. The pouch beside you, with its few grains of gold, holds everything, holds the stories, holds the years, holds the patience, holds the peace. Nasrullah's voice fades now, not gone, but quieter, like embers waiting for morning, like caravans resting at an oasis, like the Niger flowing on, even when no one watches. When you close your eyes tonight, and on all the nights to come, you may find yourself returning to the land of Mali, to the griot's fire, to the calm. The griot will be there, his voice always telling, his eyes always wise, his presence always a home, and Nasrullah, always Nasrullah, will be there too, his voice soft as gold dust, warm as the Sahel sun, ready to carry you again, into the sleep, into the peace, into the endless stories. The chapters are complete, but the story continues. In every moment of rest, in every breath of calm, in every grain of gold you remember, in every star that shines above. Farewell for now. Sleep well, and return whenever you need. Nasrullah is always here, waiting, watching, whispering, sleep, sleep, sleep.